Alright guys, welcome back to another video, I guess. The last one I pushed out for this particular topic didn't have any voiceover, so I checked my mic and it turned out that it just was simply unplugged, unfortunately. So, yeah, hopefully 2 times lucky, I guess. So, yeah, I wanted to show a little kind of thing that I'm working on with mcreator. It's basically a railroad system, kind of like logistics and everything like that. So I will put it out there and say that it's way too complex to do a tutorial on. I know a lot of people will probably want one, but it's unfortunately just there's so many different parts and stuff that need to be covered, and it's not really suited for tutorial wise. I can say how I'm basically doing it and explain the gist of it, but that's about as far as I can really go without basically open sourcing my entire project. And I generally keep my mods closed source because I don't want people to directly copy my content or assets. So with that being said, though, I will say that there's a snapping script that will link it between the tracks here. There's one that controls movement using the push function for the entity, and there's also the other main one is the actual direction. So if we look at the tracks here, I have this track is specifically going west, so we can see that the west direction is that direction. So it's basically following the direction of the tracks. So when we get to the corner here, the corner is facing north. So basically it turns the entity that way, and then it starts going down this track. So I guess that's the best I can explain it. When it comes to ramps and stuff like that, this is a little bit more complicated. There sometimes needs to be a invisible block here with a hitbox to just use gravity to push it up, because trying to push it up with the actual procedure is, well, it kind of makes the entity fly, so you don't generally want to do that. Going down, you do want to actually push the entity a little bit on an angle, because when the entity is going downwards, it has a tendency to like to fly, so you generally do a 90-degree angle or whatever angle your track is at. So the only difference with this down one is you can walk through it. So again, you need that to make sure that it doesn't actually clip right inside and get stuck, because entities are just really temperamental when it comes down to that stuff. So anyhow, that's the gist of how things are basically made in this particular mod. Won't go into too much more detail. So I have a cart here. There will be a locomotive that will be able to handle player controls and stuff like that I haven't gotten to just yet. But you can dye these different colors, so you can change the colors of these and stuff like that. And the wheels actually are animated, so if we click on it, you can see the wheels are animated. It will stop at certain signals. I haven't gotten my own custom block in to handle that yet, but that will be in the first update. Basically, I will have like maybe a track signal or something like that that can basically run a remote signal to a signal light, and then that if that signal light has a certain block state, then I could basically turn it. I'm using block states right now to detect if this lamp is lit, and if it is lit, then it will basically come to a stop and turn off the speed. So that's not all, actually. There are a few other additional things. So there's a couple tools right now that I have just as placeholders. Obviously the blaze rod makes it go forward, and this one, the stick, allows you to link up cars. Now, there is a bug with this that I still have to figure out. I know the cause of it, I just don't know exactly how to fix it at the very moment. It has to do with timing issue, I believe. So basically you can see that it hooks up into the entity in front, and we can do that for multiple cars as well. So we can save that one and then click on that entity, and then it will link up there. So yeah, basically you can transport the entities along the path, and if we click on this, and tell this car to go, because right now this car is going to be basically telling the car behind it to control its speed. This car is going to tell the car that it's linked to behind it is also going to tell it to control its speed. So everything is controlled by the front car. So we can click on that and we can see that it kind of goes in that direction. Now for some reason it decides not to do that weird glitch thing now with the thing, so I don't know, maybe I just fixed it accidentally. So yeah, as you can see, it basically goes up. They get a little bit compacted along ramps and stuff like that. That I don't think I have any control over, because how gravity works and everything like that. But yeah, they'll go do those things and stuff like that. These are my rails for my tests for the directions and stuff. So we can tell them to all line up over here. They'll stop at the light and come to a complete stop. There is one more thing that I want to show that I do have a little bit more use on. It's still very early in development. I will say the animations aren't perfect on it yet. I still have to figure out some logistical problems with the actual ramps and stuff like that, but it's a general idea that I'm going for. So if we go ahead and summon, if I can find it, not that one. I have it somewhere in here. I think this is what I'm summoning. Yeah. So if we summon one of these, they actually have an inventory. So basically what will happen is you can basically store items in here, and there's 2 slots. Each car has 2 slots, at least the flat car. So you'll be able to transport at least a double chest worth of items per flatbed car. And it doesn't have to be specifically planks. This one's designed for planks, but like for the texture at least. But you will be able to transport other items. I can like literally put things in here and it will stay in that inventory. So basically if we go ahead and press this and tell it to go, now that cargo entity is actually its own entity. So yeah, now it's doing that weird bug thing where it's right on its tail, but I'll fix that eventually. I just need to figure out what's going on. So as you can see, it basically follows the entity and stuff like that. Now, the back one doesn't seem to have a problem with the animation, at least with the current setup. I think this is due to the entity actually being lower in how it's being animated. But I'm going to wait for that car to come around again, and then we'll see if we can't link up the other kind of cargo. So let's see if we can do this. Spawn another one of those in. Is it going to allow it to pick up from here? I think I just made my life a little bit hard. Oh, didn't mean to do that. All right, so there we go. So the problem that I'm currently facing is this one is a little bit weird when it goes to the up and down animation. Again, I have to sort that out. I will figure it out, but it's just really early in development and everything like that. But we'll see if we can't show what's going on here. So it kind of goes under the car a little bit. Yeah, so I'll eventually figure it out, but yeah, it's just something that I need to work on. It takes some time to figure these things out, but as you can see, it stops perfectly fine. There will be a locomotive the players can control, and a whole bunch of game settings as well. So game rules to control the game settings and stuff. But yeah, that's about it at the moment. Again, the first update will contain a couple cars. There will be the flat car, which will allow you to directly store stuff on the back of the cars and stuff. And then there will be the container car, which will be generally used for other things. I might, in the future, restrict cargo. We'll see. I'm not sure how that will work, but I would want to get different types of cargo containers and cars and stuff like that set up so it can support a wide variety of cargo. But yeah, obviously, this concept does work. And it's doing actually quite well. So I thought I would share it with you and see what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace out.